Okay, we should be about live on YouTube, everyone. Friend Roberts here, and I'm bringing you business tips tonight for those entrepreneurs seeking more financial freedom and joy. And our topic tonight, have no fear, get off this struggle bus with technology. And what we're looking for is to the top 3 secrets for entrepreneurs over 50. I've got you. I can specialize in helping translate those tech themes so that way our all citizens are feeling good about technology and really using that as a superpower to leverage technology. You see people making money online. Well, it is your turn to do that. So these are too old as a myth. I swear we're going to go through things. I even got some amazing FFJ in the background here. So we've got some members, and one of them is going to come on and kind of show us some ways that you can see real life examples of it doesn't matter what you are doing, you can be able to be empowered using technology. Truthfully, the journey sometimes is a slog. It takes a bit to get there, and all of these little parts come together. So you're going to see her successes and where she's going, and we'll leave that to when she's going to pop on later. They just want to let you know about that. And so that's going to show you how somebody can be able to take their website. I'm going to look at where can we monetize and make it a little more smooth sales or set it up for that passive income. Also optimize, well, making sure those keywords are aligned. So there's a lot between knowing things and learning things and actually get them implemented, right? So that implementation, that's where everyone's struggle, mine own included. So hey, it looks like we've got her in the house. Let's see. Hello, hello, Rita. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to see you. And thank you for being willing to come up here. We were having a great conversation earlier about some of Rita's goals and also celebrating some of her amazing accomplishment. She's been a business owner for many, many years and selling in person locally right now, like even in Australia. And so selling her handmade products, her services. She has an amazing in-store like a location that people can come to, and being able to, how do we make that transition and being able to have you a global place getting found online. And I know we've had some successes, especially like with that Google profile, did some amazing stuff. Your blogs are just starting to rank, so that's so exciting. And then today we're going to be making some magic around the monetization. She was mentioning, I quite have my lead magnets all pulled together. So I'm like, we could use some AI, have some fun. And remember, our theme today is around the tech secrets for entrepreneurs. So these are some pretty ninja things that you can feel comfortable using because they're not that hard. And you're going to see a firsthand look at what we're doing, and then you can be able to do it. So Rita, hello. Would you like to introduce a little bit of yourself, your business, and share what magic you bring to the world?
Thanks, Fran. Sure. My name's Rita Randazzo, and I own Pure Bliss Moon Healer, and we actually do healing, different modalities of healing. So we do from Reiki to Geo Love healing, crystal healing, sound healing, and then it goes on and on. But I also make products that help people with anxiety and depression. As well, and the list goes on and on. We have body products. So there's quite a bit of stuff that we do, and we're very much into crystals and natural therapies to help people overcome illnesses. So we're now transitioning into helping people manage their anxiety and depression and help people come back to their authentic self so they can live a wonderful, happy life and follow their life path. And I'm so excited to bring that to people today. So,
and
yes.
I actually have a surprise testimonial for you, like just off the cuff. So we had a conversation months ago, and my cat was having an issue, and you had mentioned around crystals. And I mean, I had picked up a crystal because it looked pretty. Well, you knew exactly what it was and the different things, recommended what I used. And so anyway, the cat's issue came back after months. Like, it hasn't been gone that long before. So that's wonderful. And then it
Yeah.
came back and your thought popped into my mind. And so I had her, she was sleeping last night. I put a crystal like right behind her back, where she was sleeping on the chair. This morning, she's fine.
Oh, yes. Crystals are an amazing healing tool, for animals, for plants as well. They help the plants and the humans. Yeah, it's amazing what can happen with crystals. They transform my life and they transform people's lives. So yeah, they're amazing. So I'm so
Well,
glad to hear the cat's better.
you're welcome. So I'm so
Yeah.
grateful too. So it's just all of this synchronicity. We didn't plan this. I literally asked you a few minutes before and was like, hey, are you coming? Let's have you jump on because you had mentioned about the lead magnets. So I think part of
Yeah.
this idea is you have amazing things. And so it's using the knowledge that you have. And I'm sure you're like most business owners that you have lots of content. You could fill 500 websites with content and you've
Easily.
got all that. So how do we look at really monetizing that? And in our day and age, you were mentioning when you started a business, this stuff didn't even exist to need an email list or anything, right?
A flyer or an ad in a newspaper back in my days. So yeah, it's transformed enormously, and you have to change with the times. So that's the big part of my part is changing with the times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've done a beautiful job of that. And then just having a conversation like earlier, like, okay, so you have a physical place that you set up at, like
Yes.
marketplaces or craft fair kind of ideas that pop ups. And so you're getting traffic. And so, like, what can we do to capture that traffic and that people
Mhm.
are walking by? And then that's this idea of, oh, a lead magnet. So a lot of that we think of online marketing, though it works very well in the physical world. And now we have those QR codes. And so have you made a QR code before?
Definitely have, yes, in the
Perfect.
past, but
Okay.
not in the part of doing a lead magnet. So this is going to be the fun part today. I'm loving it.
Perfect. So, and then for the lead magnet, it's going to be the idea of what a value, what juicy thing out there is going to convince somebody walking by at the market to say, "Ooh, I want that. Okay, I'll give her my email address." And right now you have something that's working well, which is something amazing for craft fairs is it's like a raffle. So if they give you their email address and give a little more information like topic and stuff, like you have a little survey, then they're entered into a raffle. So question, how many people do you find that walk by, either see it and do it without you mentioning it, or if you mention it, like how many of those actually decide to fill it out?
Events. I go to different types of event. If I go to a spiritual event, I find that more people will enter my raffle. But if I go like to a general event, not always. You might have to trigger people. Because a lot of people nowadays ask people to pay for their raffles, where I actually give my products away. So the products I make within my business actually becomes my gift basket, plus some beautiful other things. So yeah. So if I go to a spiritual event, I probably say about 50% of the people that walk past will probably go into the raffle. The other 50%, I'll have to like say, would you like to go into the raffle? So, yeah.
And from those, do they say yes? Do they think about it? Like from the ones that you ask?
So probably 30% will go into it. Some people will say no. So yeah, the
So
like the
that's
other 20 will probably say no. So it's pretty
definitely work.
high.
Yeah. So then
Yes,
part of it is we mentioned, is it digital or manual? And it sounds like they are manually filling this out, correct?
it is. Yeah.
So, and you can leave it at that, though that's one of the optimization things is, ooh, is there a way and would that help you to then have it? And also the thing too is sometimes people make typos or their writing is horrible to have to decipher their email address.
It's so true. Yes. And it's terrible when the mums get their kids to write the information that's given. So
Oh
I
my
think going
goodness.
on a QR code, like we were saying before, will probably be awesome because then I don't have to worry about any of this stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, and then I can
And then just
Yeah.
curious, how soon after that are you doing the raffle? Like, is it a little bit later? What's your format with that?
It's usually the end of the day, so in the evening, once we've finished the event,
Gotcha.
we go home. We usually do it, if not the next morning,
Cool.
depending how late we finish, etc. So yeah. So
Okay.
basically within the next 12 hours of finishing.
And then is everyone getting a notice of who the winner is, or just the winner gets a notice?
Just the winner at the present moment because of the way the system is, because you have to put everybody into the email list to email them. So yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so these are some things maybe as we automate this part. Now, the fastest, easiest, free way is to just use a Google form. So
Mhm.
if you're not familiar with that, that literally comes for free with every Gmail. Is you can go to, don't have it memorized if it's forms.google.com or google.com/forms. Anyway, that's what it is. It's owned by Google and it's a free software. The only thing that it doesn't have, unfortunately, is an app. So for those of us who like to work on our phones, and you can do a lot of like Google Docs in your phone and download the app for it, the Google Forms is best from a desktop. And there's some other kind of apps that kind of work with it, though, especially if you're starting one. So that's one thing, is the Google form would be my first recommendation for you. If you like that, there's not a lot of customization, though it's free, it's easy, you can have the whole thing done pretty darn quickly. Then there's another one that I've used before, Jot form. So if you're wanting to start doing more things, or maybe doing something that charges, you can have that capability with a Jot form. You don't necessarily need it though anyway, just to let you know. And then it's the other thing is we talk about what the CRM is in your business. So what does that look like? And in the CRM, it's saying, hey, that might be a sorry, a cat came and closed my computer.
Okay.
So sorry, with the CRM, it might just be built in to be able to take a form, like a submission, right in that software. So rather than a Google form, which is free, though it still would need to connect to however you're going to send an email. So you could just from that CRM system have a form built, and then that would take the place of a Google form, and then it would be, as soon as they opt in, that could send an automatic email to them, and it can be, there's no inputting things later. So in your case, I know that you have a CRM, though it's not really functioning yet. So it just depends on your speed. If you want something
That's
for
correct.
this weekend, then I'd
Yep.
say go do
I
a
do
Google.
have one, but I haven't had the time to set it up.
Yep. So if you want something functioning for, say, something like
Yeah.
this weekend or soon, you can use a Google form, get it up and running. And the Google form will give you that unique submission URL. And that's what you take to do a QR code. And so something like a bit.ly is a great bit.ly or other things. Even Canva will generate QR codes for you, or just do a Google search, free QR code generator.
Yeah. That's an awesome idea.
So we've got it. So one,
And I
I
love the
think,
Google form because then it just sits on there.
and the nice thing is on the back end, you can turn the Google form into a Google spreadsheet. So then it can be collecting on a nice spreadsheet for you and make the data easy to export somewhere else. And then one you might not use, I know we've mentioned it before, though, for anyone who's watching, another valuable source for free if you don't have something is one called Gumroad. And Gumroad, there's no fee associated to use it. It's just if you're going to charge someone, say, $10 to download something, then they'll take a cut. So I want to say the whole thing with credit card fees and their fees is like maybe 13%. So it's not a huge chunk. It is a chunk, though, to go in, it doesn't cost you anything. Or if you use it for the pure lead magnet, like we're going to be talking about, coming up with more of those ideas, but beyond a raffle, what would somebody want and exchange their email address for? you can literally take your information, plug it into Gumroad. Under an hour, you have your lead magnet done, and you can email them and collect an email list from Gumroad. So just as a resource to people in a pinch, Google Form or Gumroad, you can get it done for free if you don't have the CRM aspect. Okay. So
Awesome. Like that idea.
cool.
Quick
So
and
for
easy.
you, Google Form with the QR code is going to be the thing. So the first thing would say, just to automate your raffle, is you can make a Google form that just says enter to win the raffle and make it really straightforward and easy with the Google form. And then once you get that done, one of my favorite buttons out there on the internet is the clone button or duplicate. So after you get a nice looking form and maybe put your branding color on there and your logo, then you don't need to start from scratch. You can just duplicate that form. And now that leads to our other conversation on what's another lead magnet. So if somebody's not interested in the raffle, or give them 2 opportunities or this thing, that's where it can start to sell itself. Or maybe it's literally it can still be a QR code, and maybe you charge $7 for something. So that's another passive income stream that you could have, and they can download your books, and normally say it's $50 to get this suite of books. So if you scan this QR code, you can get it for $9.99 right now. And then that wouldn't cost you anything. It's literally a digital sale. They can instantly get it, and they're going to think like, oh my gosh, I got this phenomenal deal. And you just put an extra $10 minus fees in your pocket.
Awesome.
So, or
That's a
$20
really good one.
or whatever you want. So that's where this technique, as you're coming up with what to sell, and I know you already have content, like just this idea of a QR code and letting them opt in can start to make sales in person, though they're digital sales.
I love that idea, Ren. That is just a really good one. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. And then just tying it in with graphic wise is using Canva, or even just making a really pretty Google Doc. Because in your case, it's going to be physical. So you would need to print out something. And with the QR code, that's the little box with the code, though what's going to go above it and below it so somebody takes the action to want to scan it to opt in.
Yeah.
So it's easy with the gift basket. You can have your beautiful gas basket either physically there or just a picture with, and either way you can still have on the QR code, like the list of the items in the basket, and or even with the value. You get this essential oil, and this is a $17 one, and you get this thing, and this is a $35 item, and this. So, because I know you said that basket's like $200 to $300. So if you show all of that value in there, just listing it out. And you can even re-put that if you want on your Google form. Just put it there too. And it's also the sales thing, because they're reading it and then they're going, ooh, she has a crystal. Ooh, maybe I want to get a crystal from her. So. And then
that's an awesome idea. Yeah.
Then something else. So so we've got the lead magnet jump. So in your idea, the raffle. So then here's the biggest thing on the automation and making more of these sales is once they opt in, then something happens. And in our CRM, we can send them to like a thank you page, right? You're familiar with that idea. Like they find the thing, they register, and then it sends them to like a congratulations, you've got it. The very smart thing here now is to be you can do an upsell. So I would definitely recommend something with that, like get my bundle. It could be a digital thing or in person, depending. Though for you, here's the biggest thing that I've seen and noticed with businesses, and I call it, like, I don't know if you have Groupon there in Australia. Are you aware of Groupon? Okay.
No.
It's like a deal site, and they'll get lots of people to come in, and they'll go to like a restaurant for a discount, or they'll go to the spa for a discount. Though what I saw with these So like you're doing the raffle, you're getting people in at a discount, like, ooh, okay, I'll give you my email address for something free. Or at a Groupon's case, like they'll pay $15 for a $50 meal. So they're getting people in at a cheaper price. But here's what I always noticed was the missing opportunity is these people came in and they had paid something. They're interested enough, though there was no follow-up process. So the thing that I would suggest for all these people, they said, yes, they're interested in your free thing. So if then on part of it, maybe like more in the digital world, I would say give a coupon for an immediate. If someone's at a craft fair, like it's a less thing that they're going to suddenly make an online sale. So I would do it more in a follow-up. But what I would offer is a discount coupon in your case or something, because you know that they're interested in the gift basket. So maybe what you say is, you know, like you were interested in this, we'll just say $200 gift basket. Though if you want to, you know, you didn't win. One thing, now that you have everyone's emails, you can announce the winner. So that to me feels transparent and legit. Like, wow, she actually had a winner and it's a cause to email everyone again. And then you can say for everyone else, if you'd love the gift basket, I'll give it to you this amazing deal for, I don't know how much margin you have, but it could be, you know, 25% off or 50% off because you know they wanted it. So if you offer it for a really good discount that you can afford, though then you'll make the sale because they're already primed for it. Bummer, I missed it. You know, and okay, wow, okay, I won't pay maybe 200 or 300 for it, though I can get everything for a deal. So that would be something to look at, is if you have this announcement email of who the winner is, and then everyone else, like, and if you really love it, here's an opportunity for, if you want to sell the gift basket. The other thing can just be, here's a coupon for 25% off any service with me or something like that. So, but just to realize that people want a deal and give them a good deal, they're primed to buy. So let them buy from you. And we put that in there then automatically.
I love that. That is just awesome.
Cool. Well, I'm excited for you. So that's kind of the sales funnel mentality. And this was fun brainstorming the raffle idea. And like, here's the elements that work. And then here's where we can use some technology to make it so you never have to manually enter in another email address.
I like that. The less work, the better.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, no typos, no none of that, right? It'll just be a lot more streamlined. So great. Okay. The other thing that we had mentioned was about having a new lead magnet. So this is where we were going to play with some AI and get stuff actually made. And I know you have existing things that may or may not be lead magnet. I know you sell a lot of your digital products, like, because they're really valuable big ones. They're not like teasers. The other thing is that you could just look at something, and I know, you know, you mentioned you have like a 50-page you know, workbooks and stuff. So you could just decide to pull out, you know, the first 5 pages, and that literally can become a lead magnet for you.
Right. Yeah.
So I know
yeah, I never.
So using what you already have, and then that's the teaser. And then guess what? As we're talking sales funnels, you can say, okay, here's the thing. Get the, you know, 10 must know somethings. And that's like the first couple pages of your workbook. And then on that thank you page, you say, congratulations, you know, you're in, I'm sending it to you. And if you'd like to unlock the entire book for 20, you know, of 200 pages, and normally I sell it for $50, you can get it right now for $30.
Oh, I like that, Ren. That's very nice. You're giving me some work today.
I know, it's homework.
I
And
love
that's the
it.
thing, like knowledge
Yes.
ideas are great. And then we also need to look at implementation,
Yeah.
you know? But we've got
So then,
some.
so if I I create my new lead magnet like that, and then I can just put it into my automated system.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
and I know you mentioned you have a tech person that can work in the funnel software that you already have that's running behind your website. So it's just a matter,
Yeah.
and that's where working on the one thing, like just automating the raffles, especially because you already have it, that would be my first starting point. Asking them, get it. And once it's done, then you just would be cloning it, and then it becomes the one for the next.
He lost you then. Can you just repeat that last bit again? Sorry.
Yeah, so as far as the lead magnet that we're talking about for like the 5 pages of one of the books,
Yeah.
so they would need to create that little piece of the software if you're going to be using the CRM system. So the page we talked about with the raffle, it can be done just from a form. But if I mean, I guess in theory, you could do just the tips from a form, though I feel like usually that's where there's a little bit of sales content to sell like the tips. So that would be more what we would call a landing page. And that's where I mean, you could totally do it on a Google form. You would just put some information down there, though ideally they would put it as a nice landing page on your CRM, then have the form where somebody plugs in their name, their email, and then when they get it, that's where that system that you already have would then deliver the ebook to them, like send an email, include the 5-page thing. And then there's a second page, that's the congrats page that says, congrats, you're in. You know, your workbook is on the way to your email. And if you would like to have the entire 100 pages, you can get it for this special price right now.
I love that. That's really awesome. That's gold.
There you
I
go.
love your stuff, Ren. It's so gold.
Oh, thank you. Well, I love sharing and I love that you implement and you get success. Like you were just sharing about how your blog post is, and that's one of the first ones you published, correct?
That's right. Yes, I published them earlier this year. They fell a little bit behind. I didn't get all my posts done last year, and I started because I had problems with it. So I published that in January, and it is already ranking up there in Google. So I did
By
one a
April.
few weeks ago. Yeah. So it didn't take that long, actually. I was waiting. I thought it was going to take a lot longer to rank, but it actually, my last post is ranking on Google within a few weeks. So that's all the optimization we've done. We've been working on. So that really, really works. So I highly recommend people to come see you in regard to that because it's really gold stuff and it doesn't take long to get up there. Like sometimes it can be very quickly within a couple of weeks. I know sometimes you have to wait a little bit longer with Google, but it depends on the business and stuff. But yeah, I found that mine's been up there really fast. It just shows me that a lot of people out there don't have this stuff and that's why it's moving up the system very quickly.
That is
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it's like they have a few pieces, though. When you put a lot of the pieces in the puzzle together, boom, that's what helps it go up.
Exactly. So I really do recommend people come see you because the little stuff that we've done, I've still got so much work to do, but the little stuff I've done has actually made a big difference within business in a very short amount of time. So getting the SEO done, looking at your websites, looking at the social media has made a big difference. So I highly recommend people come see you and get that stuff sorted for themselves.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. And I believe it's made actual sales. Like as soon as we worked on the Google profile, you
Oh,
saw real
heaps.
sales come in.
Well, when we did the very simple thing, um, last year, within a couple of weeks, I actually had people phoning me to book appointments. And then I got people starting to buy products from that as well because they saw it, and they wanted to come and buy products from me, the crystals and stuff. So yeah, it's made a big difference. And even the other day, I actually had somebody who wants to come because I do wholesaling in some items in my business, and they actually put in wholesale, and they actually rang me up for a wholesale order last week. So it's really worthwhile, people looking into this stuff, because I was not expecting the phone call I got last week from this beautiful person that found me on Google. So it really does work.
Congratulations. Ooh, I love that. And that's a word we didn't even think
And
about is wholesale, and starting to put that and make sure like wholesale crystals, wholesale essential oils, like those are some fun keywords to sprinkle in there now.
yeah. So that all of that's come about from all the stuff that I've learnt from you. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have got those sales that have come out from it. So yeah, that's the honest truth. And I highly recommend people to see you in regard to that, because within a few weeks, maybe not even, it might be even less time, you'll start getting people dribbling in and moving forward in your own business. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. It means so much. And it's so much fun playing in it too. Like it's a gift to share this with you. And I'm so glad you're seeing the monetary results and taking that action and getting the reward.
I love also how you make it simple. You don't make it complicated like other people can do, and it just turns you off. So your system that you have is really simple to work with. You don't have to be a techie person to be able to implement these things that you have taught me to do. Because I was never a techie person before, but I've just learnt so much from you, and it's really transformed my business. So thanks, Ren. I love your system.
I appreciate the impromptu testimonial and just celebrating you. And thank you so much. And excited to help others too with these.
Mm.
Okay. So, are you, now that we've gotten some of that idea out of the way, a lot of it seems like we can just really repurpose and see what you're already using. And then the other side with it is what I had promised. If you're game, we're going to play a little bit with AI to actually generate some finished results for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, so I got my other computer up here and I'll be looking over that for a second and sharing my screen. We're gonna play. We played last time actually in this one, and it's called Vocable AI. And my video and confidence teacher on camera, Sal Dana, is the one who shared it with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great for content. And remember, we like to make passive income in sales. So most people are going to look at this tool and say, oh, great, I've got content. And then they're on this hamster wheel, making content all the time, all the time. And I love the Vocable. It says a new upgrade's coming around with SEO, though this is a huge thing, is that it's not actually making SEO content. It's still good, though if you're missing some of the core fundamentals, it's going to miss the mark on this visibility that Rita was talking about, how her blog post just got found. So it's not to say that these blog posts and what we can create with these tools aren't going to rank, though when we take them and make them better, and you're going to see all I do is take it from one AI, put it in another AI, and then boom, we've got a more finished, refined product. And it took what, 4 seconds? So we're going to have some fun. We played
Amazing.
around with this with the Vocable the first time. Rita was one of my demos in class and coming around with some keywords, some blog ideas. And so today's idea, okay, we've got some blogs, you've got the visibility working in real life for you. And then for our lead magnets, what are we going to actually put out there that will encourage someone to click something? And then this is another kind of extra layered strategy, is as she comes up with the blog post, it's targeted on a topic. So, and kind of as we start to think about this too, Rita, is like you have essential oils, Reiki, and crystals. I know you have more beyond that, but if that's kind of like the 3 headers, So as we come up with a lead magnet, we need to come up with one that's in one of those areas, or something, if you want a general one, that if there's a way to tie them all in, then that's what we need to do. Though it's about finding and being specific, that if someone's on a blog page, they wanted to read about, how to use crystals with anxiety, because you mentioned that one. So if that's something that you want, then their lead magnet, that download on the page, to get the highest amount of people that say, "Oh, I want this. Okay, I'll exchange my email address. I really want to know what she's talking about here." So the more congruent you can do, and that's why this is a skill. You're not going to make one lead magnet. You're going to match it to what they're looking for. And as you have these pages, and she's like, "Okay, here's my crystal pages," she'll have lead magnets that tie to crystals. And then on the Reiki page, she would have a different type of one. So that's why we want to look at this as a system and a skill, so that you can create lots of these lead magnets. And wherever you're building them, you get to click clone. And then you just put that little link around there, and it just makes more of those passive income and sales. Okay. So now that we are in here, let me make sure. Okay. So I did a little bit of pre-prepping homework. So we should, hold on. I'm going to share this screen. Perfect. We should be able to see this. And, okay, I'll turn on this camera. Oop, second. And I will. Let's see. Oh, I'm not the one that can pin. Hold on. I will do some pinning. Okay. This way I can keep all of my goodies up. Okay, so I just need to pin this. I really can't pin unless even though I'm a co-host. Sorry, hold on. Okay, perfect. Now you should be able to see me. Okay. So we are in the AI Vocable. And so I already had plugged in a little bit of Rita's from a prior thing. So what we're going to do is look at making these things. And so we are going to create this new campaign. So what do we want? It already knows her brand. We took the time to plug in her website. It did a great job coming up with subjects we hadn't even thought about for like blog posts and things like that. So this is now where, and I don't know if I just plugged this in. So people interested in this, do you want to say the anxiety, depression part of this as we're doing a lead magnet, or not for this? It's up to you.
I think we will. Yeah.
So I'm going to say people how about, okay. Searching for relief for anxiety. Maybe I'd say natural relief, but we'll see. For anxiety and depression, who are, there you go, interested in, I'll say, using that. Okay.
Natural.
So people searching for natural relief. Okay, cool. Maybe is holistic a word that you'd use, or not so much here? Just natural?
Yeah, natural, holistic.
Okay, so I'll just throw those words holistic. And then for myself, we can come up with a nicer one. Though, I mean, it kind of, I'm just pasting it right here. We can type more things if needed. The other thing is, so key messaging. So here is what I was going to say, is if you're filling out this stuff and you start to get a little stuck on things, and I'm like, oh, what's the campaign description? Or things like this. This is where, and I was already going to play around with the other AI. So I like to use Gemini. And so what I'm going to do is then ask Gemini to fill out the questions for this chat box. So that's one of the things I've been doing is having one AI write the prompts for another AI. So I'm going to say, hey, Gemini, please review this website. And it's the Pure Bliss Moon Healer, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Oops, if I could type, that would be good. And tell me who their target audience is. And a description for an ad. I guess we'll just say ad campaign. Maybe campaign to sell more. We want Reiki sessions, right? You want to sell more essential oil, like products and services, right?
Yep.
Services. Perfect. So let's just see how well it does. That's one of the reasons when people are like, oh, do you use like ChatGPT? And I'm like, I really like the Gemini with the website live. Like, that's really cool. And maybe the, AI, can do it, but Gemini has been doing it for like almost 2 years. So I've just been liking that one. So there's your target audience. So this is so perfect. We could even, that's cool. I'm not sure how much that we can actually fit in here, though. This is the thing is I didn't spend the time writing it. So let's just see if we can, like if there's a limit to how many people or how many characters. Cool. Well, that's a long stuff. Okay, so the campaign description, and we'll just put in maybe key messaging, and then let's see the campaign. Okay. I wasn't sure what it was going to give us, but it gave us a lot of things. So all of this is just data. So the more stuff that we can dump in AI, let it synthesize. Like, don't spend your brain power. So for this, we're going to just say then with the campaign description, boom, look at that. So there's not a limit. I can put all of that junk. So I should get more better results out of this. So this is the cool thing is then we come down here and what content do you want? We've looked at blogs before. If you want blog ideas from this, that's fine as we're talking about it. Though, since you're talking about a lead magnet specifically, what are people going to exchange an email address for? So this is where you can use a guide. People would definitely exchange it like we talked about a workbook or the tips. So we'll check mark that. The other, if you want quiz ideas, the only thing with quizzes, they're very appealing to people, though they require a software. You can use Google Form for free to make a quiz. It's not the greatest, though it will collect email addresses. So that's a free way. One of my students has done that before for her quiz and it worked. Or you just need a paid quiz software. So I want to say most of those start at like $50 a month and up. So just something. So if you want quiz ideas, happy to do those. Or blog posts if you just want to look at them, or are we just looking at guides?
We do blog post and guides, I think.
Okay. And then, I'm kind of curious. We could see how the LinkedIn article, that's kind of like a blog post. And I'm like, I don't know if your people are on LinkedIn. So if you're in a professional realm, the LinkedIn is good, though I'm just like, that might give us a different flavor of ideas.
I do have some people on LinkedIn. I do.
Okay. So, but there's a difference. So article is longer and informative. That's what we're looking for right now is content ideas. So, and then we can play with Gemini and refine it, though we're just like, okay, things like that. Maybe, well, yeah, probably not case studies for this. Since we can, oh, perfect. It says between 1 and 30. Let's go with 30. Like there's not a limit. Let's just generate as much content as possible. The other thing too, like if you want to use this for free, it's perfect for ideas. And then before you have to pay for it, you just need to copy paste all of this stuff that it generates. So, or pay the subscription and it stays there. So we've got this going. Takes a little bit. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so now with this software, what it does is it's a really neat software that's basically doing your AI prompting for you. So it's giving you the titles of things, and so then and the content type. So like so you go in there if it's a LinkedIn or this or that. So the thing here that it's doing is as you see when it's looking at the brief. So if I click on here, this is whereas you're thinking just how AI does it. It's like, here's the headline, here's the description. So it's describing how the article should be. So also, if you don't like what it generates, you might say, oh, I want to change something in here. Though this is whereas we get ideas of keywords or, things like this, we can actually be putting into the other AI. Like if you're not paying for this, it's just to start thinking about it. Like, oh, I want you to write me an article, a blog post. Here's the title. You could have it generate title ideas and then say, here's the description. This is what I want inside the article. And the AI can write those for you. So this is like the AI is doing this. It's just built into their system, which makes it easy. So keywords, so it's going to sprinkle that. The target audience, you know what? Might as well go back to this thing here where it gave us our target audience, right? Like, why get creative? So give it all the information. So it's just a matter of copy pasting. Oops, hold on, too far. There we go. Paste. Cool, we got a lot of stuff. Word count. Now, here's the thing too, is when we're looking at blog posts, we want 1,500 words. A lot of things like, if it could be shorter, since we're talking here about wanting to have a lead magnet, we want something that's consumed in about 3 to 5 minutes. You ideally want something that's a couple pages long. So it would give some value but you want it to be consumed quickly. You don't want to give them 15 pages. So like the 1,500 words that you'd use for a blog post is good here. So you'll have enough content. And what I also discovered is like, even though I put in 1,500, it gave me like 3,500. So that was plenty. Okay, advanced, see if there's anything here. This is just if you're going to delegate the system, we don't need it. So once you update it, okay, so it changed, it updated basically what it's going to produce. So you come over here, we click view content, and let's see what we think. So this would be a LinkedIn article. So this, I mean, it could be a lead magnet. I don't know if this is as compelling of an article, like, the top 10 tips or something like that. We're just looking at stuff like this. So this is where if you're going to save it, you can copy it and paste it over to something else. And I can do that for you too, Rita, since you're not in this account, so you can save it there. Oh, that's funny. We said 1,500 words. It gave us 800. And then just something to note is they say it can be SEO, though it's not currently there. So as we're talking about Rita's website strategies, this is where, okay, it's not, even though it says keywords, it's not SEO optimized. So that's something that you can copy paste. So let's just have some fun copy pasting and see what we can do as we merge these. So we've got this. We'll copy. What I noticed is the right click didn't work, but if I just use the keyboard, I could Command C it. And so we're going to come back to Gemini and say, thanks. I have a LinkedIn article for this business. Can you turn it into a compelling lead magnet. And then what do we want to say? Oh, well, that someone, what can be specific, would exchange their email address for when they meet Rita in person at an event where she has a booth. Like the more specific, the more better it'll deliver. Make me a title and description for a teaser, and then compose the actual, I don't know, product. We'll just see what it does. So, oh, well, that's kind of cool. So this is saying like, so your title, anyway, it did paste my little thingy, right? Hold on. Ah, that's what I thought. I didn't quite get the thing. It didn't paste it. Oh, so if you didn't see, I went kind of quickly though. If you mess up and realize, hey, my prompt didn't come out right, you just go and hit the little edit button. So that's this, oops, there we go. This little edit button, the pencil. And then now I pasted in that article. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. So here you go, Rita. So like this is saying, so for a sign or handout at the booth, are you curious about anxiety relief beyond medication? That's a pretty good title for what your niche is. So
I love that.
yeah. Learn about potential long-term trade-offs of conventional things. So grab our exclusive guide for insult. Like that seems like if somebody's passing by and the passiveness is make the little sign like it's saying, you might not even need to talk to them. And they're just going to see you and be like, ooh, I want that thing. Okay. So this is it like a PDF. Here we go. So oh wow, the anxiety treatment conversation your doctor might not be having. Oh, that's very fascinating. So like, look at how it took that thing and then we got a really good targeted stuff. That's cool. Okay, so and oh yeah, see it even said, or you can, want to connect, and that's the thing too, is like, what's their next step after they consume this product? And boom, it already put that in there because we said lead magnet.
I love that. It's really awesome.
Thanks. So I can say, we love that. Can you give me 5 more like this? Yeah, that. Yeah, I'll just say 5 more like this, unless you have any corrections, like, or something. Okay, let's just see.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we've got more ideas. So there's more different, we've got teasers, things like that. So what you can literally do is just copy paste this at the very moment, throw it into a Google Doc, save it as a download it as a PDF, and you literally have your whole magnet right there. Hand it over to the developer and say, okay, make me a little box that says this. Like that's all he really needs. Your product is done. And
This
then
is awesome.
yeah, we talked about an upsell. Do you already have an existing product that would, like a digital product around the like a longer book that you could sell around this topic?
I do got like an anxiety journal. I've got quite a few actually, but I've got like an anxiety journal as well.
Oh,
So
very cool.
yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So depending on the software, like it can even, some of them have like the little, they call it order bumps and things. So you can have it like, and that it can say like, oh, do you want this whole bundle? And it could have like the journal and the handouts and the books and the whole thing. And then if somebody says no, then it could show them like, for $7, do you just want this one thing? So like all of that, that's the bigger picture of the sales funnels, though that's kind of where it's going. And you already have all these things. So it's just a matter of getting those buttons clicked in order.
Yeah. I love this because not only can I sell like my PDFs material that I've created in regard to anxiety, but I also have products, physical products that you apply onto your body that actually help with anxiety and depression. So yeah,
Cool.
I can see how the funnel can work, going from the PDF to the actual physical product that people can actually use, etc., and the oils and stuff. So yeah.
Yes. Ooh, perfect. So let's just have them, as we had this conversation, let's have the AI do it for us. So can you revise it and include a part that will give them a special, we'll say offer, because that's part of the lead magnet thing. They opted in. So I don't know if it's a coupon or it's like a something free when you spend $25, or I don't know how you want to do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
What, just a discount code?
They can have a discount code, yeah.
What would you like to do it for?
The discount code to receive the anxiety products.
No, but at what kind of a discount
Oh.
can they get it? Like, did you want a set discount or no?
Uh, we'll do a 15% discount.
All right, for 15% off. For buying physical anxiety, oops, let me spell that. Anxiety products. And then including what, oils and other things?
Oils, crystals, spritzers.
Oils. Spritzers. Okay, so have it do the heavy lifting. Cool. Okay, so oops, this seems to me a little too marketing. Oh goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna say, rather, I'm just gonna revise this. So include a part at the end only. Now let's see if that helps.
And that's awesome how you can go back and readjust it.
Yeah.
That is just such a superb little tool to have.
Yeah. So you can tweak it. Sometimes I get really odd answers. I'm like, oh dear, refine. Cool. Okay. So this is good, though I feel like they just gave a much shorter one. So I will say thanks. Great. And include, I'm going to say 60% more information benefiting the person before talking about the discount.
You need to fix up the percentage, Ren.
Oh,
You got 605.
thank you, Micah. Thank you. Let's see.
I think, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think this is kind of cool because it brings out on your teaser, both of them had said, and you get a code. So I think that's part of it, if you like it, is that incentivize them. Ooh, and they know that a discount code is coming. So some people might only opt in to get that code, and you still get their email address.
Yep.
So there we go. All of that stuff. They're giving some information, though this first one, as you can see, woo, we went way back here. This is the one that was a much better, longer lead magnet. So I'm going to say, this is the longer sample. Please make the others long and valuable like this format. Then only at the end, give the 15% off coupon. Okay. I press submit. Come on, friend. There we go. Oh, I think I clicked on it too many times.
It was thinking.
I know. I'm like, okay. But I've also discovered when that happened, it does, there's something in it that confused it. Like that's why it sort of glitches, because I've had that happen before. So let me just, yeah, see, it's not actually frozen. Like, come on, buddy. So sometimes I've just switched over. Okay. And give the end of 15% promo code.
There's something wrong with the others. Is that what the issue is? Because it's underlined in red.
So that's just saying it's complaining about my grammar, but that shouldn't stop it from generating. It's just like it got a little here. There. That's weird. Sometimes I've had that glitch, so I guess that's the workaround when it's having an issue. See, now it's thinking and doing stuff. So, and it can just be sometimes when it's like I'm screen sharing, I'm on video, and I'm using it, it's just a little slower. Like, come on, friend. There you go. If you really want to be slow, we'll give up on you, but there you go. So that's, well, we'll let it do its thing. We'll go back over and just look at this idea, because that was just one thing that we played around and turned it into a lead magnet. So there's just other ways. Oops, I don't want this screen. I'll go to So this is, oh, perfect. This is an actual guide. We didn't look at the guide yet. So this is where if we just click the view content, we can see that and it'll generate for us. Oh, that's kind of cool for a lead magnet too. As we talk about crystals, look, this is making a 21-day thing for them. Like that's a pretty cool incentive for a lead magnet. And maybe it's one that you would use, when you're at an event, though I feel like this would be more to put on your website, like on the Reiki pages. Anywhere that you talk about benefits of Reiki, this is where this lead magnet would sit, your 21 days to really connect with Reiki. Oh, click, I want that. Wow. Dang, this is really cool, and it's only on day 5.
I'm loving this.
I know. The vocable's really good for long content and ideas. So that's where it's like, there's pros and cons to both, and I like playing them off of each other.
You can also create more content from just that one thing it's generated as well. Like you can break it down and do all sorts of things. I really like that. That was really lovely.
Yeah, I'll pop that into our document for sure, so you can see that one. That's amazing. That's just like huge. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Wait, hey, we're only at day 10. Excuse you. Okay, well, let's see. So here's the best it could do. I don't want to lose this. So that's also where I recommend, I'm just going to put it into our class document, but I recommend having a separate Google Doc. Even when working in Gemini, I've had words that I love and they disappeared and I didn't revise them. And I'm like, where did my stuff go? So it's like when you find words that you're loving, go and copy it to another document with all like the AIs, honestly. Okay, so this guy seems to be having problems. I will stop it. Okay, I'll just say thanks. Oh, there you go. I don't know. Okay, it finally decided to do its thing. Okay, cool. So we've got more stuff. And just so you all see, oh my goodness, it's still, well, it generated lots longer ones, so that's good. Now, the fun thing here is I can just do this share and export button, and do that right here for Rita. Oh, brother. Well, okay, I'll reload it. Anyway, it's being fussy. But the bottom line is normally it usually works with this button, and then Rita can get this entire chat and copy paste what she wants from it. Though what I do want it to do is say thanks. Here's a sample of 21-day Reiki challenge through day, I think it was 10. What was that? Yeah, through day 10.
Is it still going though?
I don't think so.
Oh, I
Because
thought it was.
this is like the final part of it. It's when it was when you come out of here. So let's just see. And then, oh, it's really annoying. It puts us back in here. Okay. So when I clicked on this one, that's where when I clicked view content and it was generating. So yeah, then, so this means I guess it's finished generating, but we've only got, yeah, through here. So that's why we'll go finish it up over here and say, please keep the same words and now add for days 11 to 21 using same theme and tying in what this business specializes in. I was being lazy. I could write the whole thing out, but let's just see how it does with that. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's see. Day 11, day 12. Seem pretty good. Crystal placements, all of this sort of stuff. Cool. So that seems like a workable-ish plan that could turn into a really cool, powerful 21-day Reiki lead magnet for you.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, look, and see, it even gave you the special code at the bottom. Listen to us. So, and that's a way too. You know, like people like discounts. So, you know, offering them in there, like if somebody already opted in, they're going to be much more likely to be buying.
Awesome.
Yay. Well,
Amazing.
You've got some really good things. I mean, I'm not sure your timing on things. I can always play. Do you want to look at more of those post ideas in there?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I've probably got another 15 minutes and then I've got to go to a meeting. But yeah, it's really interesting though. But having this is creating it's giving me more ideas to create, taking content from here and creating more content, even posts and stuff like that. So this is really a valuable tool to really have, Ren. Yeah, thanks.
You're very welcome. And I'm an affiliate. So there we go. It's a win-win. You can also use my code and get 20% off. And it's $13 a month for the service. I'm on the pro plan, which lets you have multiple brands. So that's how I could do Rita as one brand, mine as another, etc. Though I feel like most people can do the other plan. And then the other thing about the pro is it integrates. So if you want it to publish to your LinkedIn or publish to your blog, it'll do that for you. With the blog, it doesn't really matter. It'll publish great. For social media, if it publishes, I find like that usually the algorithm knows if it's posted from other ones, so it might not be the visibility on it. So I would say if you have the pro plan and you have it for the integrations with the website, that'll make things super easy for you.
Oh, I like that. That just saves me a lot of time.
You betcha. Okay, so look at this. Here's another guide that we have. Let's see. So another good lead magnet. A 28-day journey. So I guess these are like
Wow.
journeys for guides. So let's see. Well, and I'm gonna guess that it won't give us all 28 days. Let's see.
Maybe they're limited like that, because software is always developing, but maybe it can only produce so many words or something, has a limit.
Yeah, exactly. Though I'm like, huh, the blog post went super long, but these are, is it still? I feel like it's still prepping.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
producing,
wait,
creating the
what?
content.
Now it's only finally on day one. Wow.
That's a lot of stuff.
That is a ton of stuff.
You can
That's,
write a whole program for this.
I know. Jeez. So, and that's where, like, a while ago, we were in the information age. Now we're in the transformation age. So it's like, how do you use these tools and information, and what makes it like people want to be working with Rita because she uses the transformation with what that information is.
Mm.
Perfect. Hold on. I'm just collecting this data for you because this is going to be a lot of copy pasting. So let's see. We've got these ones. Copy. So now you've got, whoop, paste. Okay. Boom. So that's a lead magnet for you. The other one, okay, so now that we've got this one, so it seems like it really just prepped, and we didn't, this is some great stuff, though it didn't actually deliver the fullness of what we wanted. So good thing we have more AI tools, and say thanks. Here's
Is it
a,
plus 12 you got on that other screen down the bottom? I was just curious I don't know if you saw that. We got, you go to the right, then it's got 12 in red and plus sign. No, no, no. Where
oh,
the yeah,
that's
what's
my
that?
grammar suggestions. It's like, it's not to do with this.
Oh,
Probably.
okay. I was just curious to see what that was. That's all.
Gotcha. No, that was just complaining about some grammar uses. So it was saying that there was like 12 grammar things it didn't like in here.
Oh, that's okay. Just wondering. I was wanting to add more content because
That's okay.
like Gemini sometimes does that. It shortens the thing, and then you click on it, and it extends.
The last days that are missing with the current theme. Okay, let's see how it does. Da-da-da. Oh, I'll go paste this in here while we're working on it. Paste. Okay. And these things get long. We already have a 43-page document. Okay, cool. And here's the next days. Okay, week 3. We got day 15. Oh, I want them marked as individual days. So I'm going to revise this. So with the current theme, oops. Oh, did I click the box? There. Okay. So since it bunched the days, I'm going to refine it with the current theme. So there's different information every single day. Okay, now we should give it different result. Da, 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 da. There we go. Cool. You know what's interesting as I'm looking at this stuff, and it's saying hold the black tourmaline in hands, hold the amethyst. So I think this would just be more of a sales package for you if you sell this thing as a bundle with the starter crystals. Like you need certain crystals. So if you tie it in and you have a bundle package, then maybe, I mean, this can, and then on the thank you page, like, so you've got your little starter and it says, if you want the physical crystals, here you go, and I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do, 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 do. Paste. Okay. Woo. Okay, so we're liking those guides. They're long. Let's just see what we've got for the blog posts ideas, just to see. Come on, friend. Okay.
Now, all this content that you've generated today, that actually stays in the system, Ren, or it will disappear once you close the window?
No, this all stays in the system as long, and you can view it as long as you're an active member.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome. So you can go back and
yep.
in a few weeks and go pull out stuff from it and create and do stuff. That's really great.
Yeah, because all the stuff that we did a long time ago for your business, look, crystal healing methods and things, like we saw a YouTube script for you and different ideas and Instagram and quizzes. So all of those have stayed in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So they're cool. The only thing, and that's where my question, so it says like this one, so just click view content. See how it, so I think it only does generating the first time, then it'll show you what it generated. But that's where, like, sometimes, especially if it's going to regenerate it or not remember, if there's something that you think is super good, I would always copy paste it out. So it's just in, because I just have learned not to quite always trust the AI with that stuff. So I think like your titles would be there, but it's just like the actual in here that you might decide that it's different. Wow, I wrote you a whole podcast script. Wowza. And it's still going. Okay. That's a lot, buddy. Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah, there's so many different things. Let's see. Okay, I think blog post, these morning rituals. Oh, so a 7 essential oils that outperform anxiety. That would make sense. So as we're talking about monetization, if you do that as a blog post, then on the blog post, you would have links to buy certain oils or put together and have that bundle for the anxiety essential oil kit. And if it says 7 oils and all 7 are good, then I would make a package of 7 oils. So, and then it can be like,
there's so much you can do from.
and the blog posts are nice because it's one of the few places on the internet where it's like multiple links, multiple ideas are good. So put them in there, because this one person might just buy the link to buy 1 oil, but someone else might buy the 3-pack and someone else is going to buy the 7-pack. And they are all passive sales for you. Once it's set up, it just keeps making money after money after money. Do you want to look at any more of these before your time? Like, there's lots of things to look at and ooh over.
No, I'm going to have to go in a few minutes. Unfortunately, I love this. This is such a great tool, and all these things that you created just in those, I don't even think, not even 20 minutes really. So I mean, you've been explaining stuff, but really there's just so much you can take from that and create more content and do more things with. So that is just a massive gold mine.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for coming playing on here and being live so other people can learn from all this. And it's just so exciting what AI can be doing and utilizing. And look at all of these effortless sales you get to put together and just enjoy year after year after year.
And what I love about it is just so simple. Like you don't have to be a techie person with what you just created. That was just like, yeah, just basically just typing a sentence in there, and you've created all this stuff that people that aren't techie can actually use in their business, so they don't have to go when you can't afford it. You can actually do these simple little steps to help yourself till you build up some income to go employ people that can actually help you in your business. So this is an awesome tool, Ren. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. It was fun playing and seeing it. And the big thing will be to actually take those lead magnets and turn them into real functioning things. And I'm so excited to see that. You'll have the QR code in person, never have to type another email address again.
I love that idea. All this time that I'm saving, all these little tools that you're showing me that I can save time in my business and do other things.
You
So
betcha.
that's really
And
awesome.
I would always keep the little list out that has the other thing for an alternative. So if someone doesn't have a smartphone or know how to QR code, you don't miss the opportunity. However, that list hangs behind the booth and you do not advertise it. It's only if someone says, hey, I don't know how to do that thing. And you're like, sure, I'll enter you in the raffle, or I will send you that coupon, or my tips on anxiety. So I'll be happy to send that. Just write down your email here so you can keep that in your back pocket, though do not advertise it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I've got an event coming up, so I'm going to get this organized for my new event. So yeah, we'll come back and report how it went.
That's exciting. I always look forward to seeing you. Thanks so much for joining us from Australia. And you take care. And I'm going to wrap it up here for anyone else, for everyone on the stream. And we will say goodbye to you, Rita. Thank you so much for joining.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I will do some little spotlights. And okay, fun. Oh, got a video there. Okay, back to the other computer. Okay. That way I could save all my links. Okay. Perfect. So we've got everything underway for you all. Thank you so much, Rita, for being our wonderful demo for today and really sharing with you all that it is possible. You're never too old to use technology. You can always have fun with it and be using it in your business. There's so many things that we can do easily right now, effectively, and it's going to continue to grow the business. So that was my theme of the day, is making sure that we are never too old to use technology. We always get to use it, groove it. It doesn't matter what we're doing. And as I mentioned, there's things like that Gumroad or even a Google form. You can start to make leads, sales, all of this stuff online, and you don't even need to be paying for it at the beginning. So that's just an extra fun thing in there. And then, so those tech secrets. So the first thing in here is how to feel really relevant online, and you're not chasing things. So we're not chasing the AI. When we feel that we're relevant, it's your business is getting found. People are looking for crystals or Reiki in Australia, and they're finding Rita. So that's a way to really feel like you're getting seen online when you use these tools. And the best part is they work year after year after year. So the work that you do on it to make sure your visibility is congruent, or to put some keywords in there, they're going to last. And everything I always keep hearing, it's like, yes, things change, and they're not really changing. Email still important. Maybe there's more things that change along it, like, oh, you've got to get fancy with subject lines, or don't put in certain words, or this or that. And at the same time, the fundamental of let's collect an email address. Let's Mail to our customers, email to them, send them coupons, or let them know what's going on. That concept is still the same. So you don't have to feel like you're left behind. The concepts, the principles are all the same. Technology always changes, and having that mindset around it makes it so much easier. And that's our second secret on sidestepping technology overwhelm. How are we going to make sure that we just get results? So that's part of it is mindset. And I like to share a tool called aligned breathing. So if things are going crazy and you're feeling that overwhelm, we're going to just take a moment to breathe. So with that step, we take our 2 fingers over here. We put them on our right hand side. And we're going to take a big breath. And we're going to do these candle breaths. So it's going to go 3 breaths there. Second. And after you breathe, we're going to tap right there. We're going to say, I am calm. I am
I'm
confident.
calm. I am
And
confident.
I'm
I've got this.
calm. I am confident. And I've got this. I am calm. I am confident. And I've got this. Woo! And you do. So that right mindset really helps to take away the overwhelm and reach out. I love using Google and Google Gemini to answer my tech questions. I don't know it all. I constantly ask Google. People hit me up. They ask me questions. I got a message from someone the other day. Hey, I have this problem with my Google Calendar. I don't know what it is. Though I put a screenshot of their problem and copy pasted the problem, put it into Gemini, or maybe I just did it to Google. I think Gemini. Anyway, uploaded it and said, hey, how do you solve this problem? And I got a whole response back, copied it to them and said, here you go. Here's the thread. Like, I'm not sure how to solve it, though the technology does. So stay out of that overwhelm. Remember there's solutions, ask for support, and even ask me. So you've got me in your pocket. So I always do that. I love doing sessions and seeing where we can make more money and optimizing your business online. And the third secret here is about unlocking those hidden profits. Like we saw in Rita, there were so many different places that she can optimize and tweak. She already has existing comments. One of the things that we talked about as we were developing her lead magnet and saying, hey, okay, somebody can get a coupon from her and they can do these things. And then on that congrats page, okay, we're sending you the guide, we're sending you the information, congrats. On there is a spot to make a sale, to say, hey, would you like to buy my oils for anxiety? Because you just downloaded something about anxiety. So these are ways that we look at optimizing it. And now when we have that flow, she's going to see people are automatically coming in, they're downloading her free thing, and then she can make more of those residual sales because people are clicking on it. It was done once, the automation was set up. And then the fun part is cloning. Click. And so then that's the other opportunities is that there's so many different things. So don't think that there's one lead magnet. There's lots of different ways. And you say, hey, I made this thing 10 years ago. Okay, it's time to sell it. So what little freebie can you give that then ties in so they'll want to buy your actual item? So you'll tend to make a lot more sales that way than just people browsing around on the website, seeing the item, and then deciding to purchase. So those are some great ways to unlock those hidden profits, get those things flowing and growing. And come on, friends, there's no excuse. We've got free technology. As I mentioned, Gumroad, which I'm not even an affiliate for. They have it. So if you like this idea of the bumps, you can even have these little shopping carts in there for free. They like you to make money because then they make money. So it's a win-win. You can also use it just to collect free email addresses and it'll never cost you. You're collecting emails from customers and even able to message them. So those are just some different ways. We talk about the CRM system. If you already have that built into your website or a software, there's lots of different tools and ways to get it done, though the fundamentals are pretty darn simple. It's possible for all of you business owners. So that's where I get to show you how to take everything you have, your passion, your experience, your unique talents, all the things that you've created, and we're going to turn that into a free lead magnet that you get to have this constant stream of people coming into your business, asking to work with you, inquiring about more things, and paying you more. So I'm so excited to see that in your businesses. Leave some likes, some comments. Let me know how it's going. Also, if you do leave those comments, I will send you a gift. If you leave that your feedback and like what you took away from this, let me know. And then put in there about gift, and I'm happy to send you one of my favorite gifts to help you make more money in your business online. So much fun, friends. Have a great rest of your day, night, morning, wherever you are in the world watching this. And let me know if you're watching it live or on replay. Aloha, friends. Okay. Oh, and if you're on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. We've got you.